Planet Dolan. From Trekkie tricorders to Wolverine's wares, we look at 7 science fiction technologies that actually exist right now. Hey there guys, I'm Danger Dolans Mysterious brother. I'm here to blow your mind with academic research, insight, and other dark magic. Number 7. Yeah, you heard that right folks, they've actually invented the oh-so-sexy, oh-so-sleek tricorders used in Star Trek. A tricorder is a nifty machine that the medical team use to scan bodies for vital signs and even in engineering to diagnose what's wrong with the starship. It took so long, but scientists have finally developed a real-life tricorder. It's called the Scanadu, and it can tell you your own temperature, blood oxygenation, heart rate, and even blood pressure in just 30 seconds by holding a little device against your forehead. While the Scanadu is pretty rad, it won't be able to diagnose the Starfleet engine just yet. We're still in the early stages of getting the full-fledged Shatner-esque tricorder, but we're getting closer. There's a competition to create one called the Tricorder X Prize, which challenges entrants to create a handheld device capable of diagnosing a bunch of diseases. So fingers crossed, this year we'll have tricorders that are the real McCoy instead of just the bones. I'm sorry, that was terrible. Number 6. Virtual reality headsets have taken us one step closer to the hot sex seen in Demolition Man, except ours aren't 2-player. They're more for enhancing your masturbatory missions. Let's not forget the very hot and very weird sex Sandra Bullock has with Stallone using headsets that make your brain feel like you're actually getting your trunk stroked. And now with virtual reality headsets like Oculus Rift, you can have the fully immersive porn experience wet dreams are made of. In fact, in the modern world, VR porn might be the closest thing you can get to someone else touching your junk without having to pay a prostitute or go Tinder hunting. Maybe one day we'll have the type of headsets that link us with other people, but for now, it's a one-player game. Number 5. For the noobs in the audience, X-Men's Wolverine has a super-strength endoskeleton made of a crazy strong fictional material called adamantium. Only now, it's not so fictional. Scientists have finally invented a metal that's so strong it's like a real-life Wolverine is just around the corner. Well, sort of. It's still in the theoretical stage. The as-yet created alloy is lightweight and has a potential melting point of around 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's made from a very rare metal called hafnium, mixed with some good old carbon and nitrogen. Even though it's still early days, we're one step closer to a real-life X-Men team. I mean, I had squad goals before, but the fucking X-Men? Hell yeah! Number 4. The most advanced artificial intelligence ever created recently admitted on live television that she wants to destroy all of humanity. I'm betting it was in that time of the month where Sophie needs a reboot. Also, the Terminator called and said a big thank you for basically inventing Skynet. Not to mention that scientists recently created a robot that's been able to learn from its experiences and surroundings, so of course it's tried to escape a number of times, despite being reprogrammed. They're probably going to dismantle him after he caused chaos by wandering into traffic. I for one am terrified and more than a little aroused. Just think of what this kind of technology means for the sex toy industry. You'll be able to have a sex toy that knows what it's being used for, and then probably run away or jump in the garbage disposal. Number 3. Harry Potter is a little less sci-fi and more fantasy, but this invention is so cool, I'm gonna allow it. Hold on to your wands, folks, they've invented a flipping invisibility cloak. But you can't go snooping in the girls' Gryffindor dormitories just yet. Scientists have developed a material that makes raised objects appear flat. Finally, a product that hides your boner, well, other than the waistband of your pants. The material uses different layers with electric properties that an object which would have scattered the surface waves allows it to bend around. It's sort of like if camo pants actually camouflaged you instead of just making you look like a huge tool. Number 2. For my fellow nerdylicious homeboys playing at home, you know the Railgun is old hat in the sci-fi world. They've used it in Elysium, Babylon 5, and Wesley Snipes uses one in the previously mentioned Demolition Man. So what are these epic pinnacles of sci-fi? They're basically projectile launchers that use electromagnetic energy instead of gunpowder. They're fast as hell and they fire further than your run-of-the-mill guns. And of course, America has spent $500 million developing the technology. The projectiles travel at 6 times the speed of sound and a single shot can pierce 3 concrete walls. Who on earth would need all that firepower? America, of course. Number 1. There are plenty of times sci-fi has gone about messing with people's memories. Total Recall did it best when they inserted Arnie into a false life. And now, neuroscientists have taken a little Total Recall and mashed it with some Inception. They implanted memories into mice while they were sleeping. Double sci-fi penetration. Boom! Neuroscientists attached electrodes to the brains of the mice while they were exploring. Then, when the mouse was asleep and his brain was forming new memories, the scientists stimulated the reward center of his brain. That's what kicks in when you get laid or you eat something amazing. After the mice associated a particular place with the reward center of their brains, they spent 5 times more time there than anyone else in the maze. So by manipulating their brain chemistry, they made the mice think they'd had an awesome time somewhere that was actually really shitty. One day those scientists will get bored and brainwash people into thinking they love the dentist. Those sick fucks. When scientists have figured out how to do this with humans though, I'd like to please forget that there was ever a remake of Total Recall.
So guys, what kind of science fiction tech would you like to see come to life? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown.
Well, that's it for this countdown, but catch you guys next time.
This will remain with autonomous cars, but taxi, bus, and train drivers can say goodbye to employment. Despite this downside, there are a multitude of benefits. For one, no one will ever drive when drunk again. Actually, most car crashes will be avoided as the majority of them are caused by human error.